What's up everybody, it is I, Magician88. I'm going to be casting a game from the StarCraft 2 Collegiate Society, or the StarCraft Collegiate Society of Sydney. So today we are going to see a PvZ between PurpleDino and Jayboc, or however he wishes to say it. We're going to be playing on we're going to be playing on Belshire first. So, as we wait, yeah, let's hope it doesn't lag. Alright, so the game is going to start. Remember, this is best of 3. First, we are already into week 2, which is why we're starting off on Belshire. So let's go into the game. So as you can see, it is 2 Masters players, both from the Collegiate Society. It's going to be ZVP. Alright. Alright, so in the bottom right hand corner we have Jayboc. I should be able to correct. And in the top left we have PurpleDino. Now I did cast a game from PurpleDino last time, so he did actually end up winning that series, which is why he's into the next week. The other player, I believe NGT or so, whatever his name was, he's still in the competition. He just basically has one match against him. So obviously it'll make his life a little bit harder if he's going to try and make it into the next round of so much. So currently pretty standard play. It looks like we're going to have a pylon at the back of our Protoss player's base. We're probably trying to hide his gateway as long as possible. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any early expansions from our Protoss player, but regardless, it looks like our Zerg player is going to go for his early expansion. No, he's just going to go for a scout first. So that's actually, well, that would be helpful, because remember, overlords are pretty slow with their 0.59 movement speed, so gonna have to keep that in mind. Looks like so far our Protoss player is actually just going for a pylon expansion, so he's not actually going Nexus first. That should be pretty normal in any 1v1, because going Nexus first is actually super risky and also super greedy, so it's good. Our Zerg player is going for some proxies, and as our observers also continue to look into this game, we see that obviously our Zerg player hasn't found any proxies. He's going to go for a sporting pool first. Yeah. By the way, this is SSEAS Husky. This is not Husky, StarCraft Husky. You can tell because the actual Husky, Mike Lamont, HD Husky as you may call him, he is in the clan Husky, capital HUSKY Husky, yeah. So we have a forge coming down at the back, which is actually pretty, well, actually that's a little bit of a strange positioning, but regardless, we have the cannon here. I think if Lings try and do a run by, they can probably fit through at like one at a time, which means that this placement is actually pretty effective. Should be able to defend most of this second base, most of this natural, so we should be seeing some transferring pros very soon. Hatchery is almost finished Hatchery is nearing completion for our Zerg player. It looks like he's actually going to get a little bit supply blocked. Unless he's already making his overlord, so that will be fine. The Lings are coming around as well, but without speed I feel that they will not be able to do that much damage in this natural. Oh, cancels the cybernetic storm. Oh, but looks like the Lings completely blanked the cannon, ignoring it altogether. Going to be doing some damage to the Nexus. I think it would be better for our Zerg player to attack the probes first, but now the probes are going to retaliate. So that's always good. Zealot already coming out in response. I think this will definitely scare the Zerg player, but he's already losing a lot of roads. Have a look. He's also losing. Well, his Zerg is not actually dying just yet. He's doing quite a bit of damage, but now the Zealot has come. I think he needs to try and run away, especially with the probes helping the Zealot in killing these Zerglings. So, yeah. Because you have to remember, Zerglings can, if you get the right angle, which I've actually seen in a lot of multiplayer games like 2s, 3s, and 4s. A lot of Zerg players have decided to bring their oh yes, there we go, the perfect surround by the workers to kill all the lings. This is exactly what has been happening quite a lot on 2s, 3s, and 4s anyway. Probably has been happening in 1s as well, but like if you find the Zerg player does put his lings in the middle line, you can use all your workers to do this surround and basically kill all the lings as quickly as possible. Overlord's gonna have to run away now. Seems that we have the Robo facility. Has our Zerg player actually spotted this? No, he hasn't. So he doesn't know about the robotics facility coming out. I think our third base is already up for our Zerg player as well. I think what we will be seeing from this is probably an Observer and then Colossus, because I think getting Immortals from in against Zerg is probably not as good, especially since our Zerg player hasn't even made a Roach Warren, so that'd be pretty silly. But you gotta admit, Immortals. Oh, he actually is going for an Immortal. I don't think this is a very good idea. I think he should save the money and put down his robotics support bay as soon as possible. But he seems to be going for Immortals. I don't think he has any idea that our Zerg player is still sticking to lings, as he only has 10 lings. That's not that much. But he does have 3 queens. I suppose one good thing about Immortals is that they do actually have a 20 flat damage, but their real use does come versus armored units. So obviously, using them against lings are not going to be very good. Also, we do have the Roach Warren coming down. Our Zerg player, I don't think has scouted. No, he hasn't. So our Zerg player is making roaches. So actually, our Protoss player making Immortals is actually not a bad idea. Oops. Alright, so we have an Overseer. It looks like our Zerg player is also going to be getting his upgrades as quickly as possible. This cannon already taking out 5 of these lings. This Immortal already taking out 1. So he has actually spotted the Robo facility, and he spotted the 2 Immortals. Looks like he's also going to be getting a Warp Prism as well. So we could be seeing some Immortal drops. We'll see how well his micro is. If he can do some like sick hero type drops, that'll be pretty good. Warp Gate is done, and he's getting his Mothership Core now. Looks like we're gonna see some burrow action from our Zerg player, so that's actually going to be very exciting. Also, he's going to be getting his +1 range tab, which means he's going to be committing to the roaches. So that's pretty good. Enduring Locust as well. So he's going to get Swarm Hosts. Swarm Hosts have actually been apparently very effective versus Protoss in particular, so I think this is a very good idea. But with that many lings, he won't be able to engage his army altogether. If you look at the units tab, it's currently sitting at 3 Zealots, 3 Immortals, 3 Stalkers, and a Warp Prism. Okay, so 8 Stalkers and 7 sentries. Wow, that's a lot of sentries. It will definitely make the lings a lot more useless. Here they come! And a random changeling, apparently. Now this third base is already under attack. This Swarm Host needs to drop down right now. With no observers, these Swarm Hosts will be very, very powerful, especially since our product player can't actually see them. So you have to remember also that these Locusts are actually free units, more or less. The only thing they cost is time. Time for another wave to come out, basically, but otherwise. So we do have an Observer coming out. We have 2 Observers coming out, actually. A few more Lings and a few more Locusts as our Protoss player. Remember, Protoss still remains most strong when they are at your front base, at your front door. So the Zerg player really needs to push them back as quickly as possible. Getting rid of this. Oh, this probe still sitting at 10 health is pretty neat. But if you get rid of that probe, that will definitely push the Protoss player back a bit, because it means that he can't keep putting down pylons on his base. Well, then he'll have to move on to kill the pylons that are around. So this warp prism is actually not doing anything. I think we're seeing a lot of the swarm hosts are dying, but flanked by the Zerg, it's not going to do anything, especially with the motion core and also the force fields blocking off anything. But now he got blocked by his own force fields against these locusts. So obviously had to recall back to his base. Oh, looks like he trapped himself by his own pylon. So that's always a little silly. So anyway, we have so we're going to be seeing some Hydralisks now. I think this is a very good idea. If you can get rid of the if you had Hydralisks or some sort of anti-air to kill off the mothership core during that engagement, I think our Protoss player would have lost. Well, obviously our Protoss player would have lost everything, and then he would be very much behind. But obviously with that mass recall, he's not so much behind. Our Zerg player now cleaning up these pylons, so that our Protoss player can't just sneak in a few more zealots, stalkers and whatnot. We have what is it, 12 swarm hosts moving around here, moving down the right hand side, as our stalker heavy Protoss army continues. Oh, looks like we have a Dark Shrine coming up. I'm not sure if DTs went behind Dark Shrine. That's exactly right. I'm not sure if DTs will be very useful, although oh, it looks like our Zerg player is going to try and kill off the next. I don't think this is going to work though, especially with this army over here. I think our Zerg player has lost a few too many zealots, so few too many Zerglings, so obviously that's not going to be that good. Still have the observer here. Observer also moving around. Let's see what he's actually Let's see what our Protoss player scattered. Oh, it looks like our Protoss player hasn't actually looked into the natural or the main base of our Zerg player, which means he probably doesn't know anything about this infestation. Well, he does actually. He sees the swarm hosts, but he hasn't seen the Hydralisk lair, a Hydralisk den. He probably hasn't seen the double upgrades. He definitely knows about the Roach Warren though, because... Wait, no, does he know about the Roach Warren? He probably doesn't, because I don't think we've seen any roaches in this game yet. Okay, it looks like the robotic support bay is coming down now, so Colossus are coming around. He still has one robotics bay. Robo bay. So... Robo facility, pretty late, guys. I'm kind of almost getting ready to sleep as well, so hang in there. 2 links, sort of more or less providing some scouting information. They are just 2 links, it's not really that bad. I like the creep spread from our Zerg player though. Controls of Lava Tower. So we have a huge army of Hydras, mainly with their speed already. Killing off that overseer, observer, but it looks like our Protoss player knows about Hydras now, because of that shot, more or less. So he's going to try and attack. I think he should get rid of that observer if he's noticed it. But oh, here we go. Borrowed Zergling, obviously not going to do much. They'll definitely provide some scouting information. I think these swarm hosts need to back off a little bit. Okay, now they're going to borrow. And what's he going to do? I think this may be a bit of a misclick, because he needs to send the locust over to attack the Protoss. And here they come, but they are sort of timing out. We still have about 7 seconds left on them, so oops. Oh, they did force the Nexus cannon, which is actually a really good thing. Like some of you may be asking, oh, he has to run away now because of the Nexus cannon. Well, apparently not. To force the Nexus cannon is actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty much a big deal, because remember, the mothership core does regain energy very slowly, which means if you get 1 Nexus cannon, then after the second Nexus Panic, it will take a while to to make another one. Oh, and it looks like this Colossus is going to die very quickly. Remember, Hydralisks are actually pretty good, especially with their range especially with the range upgrade to 6. So we'll have to see how well this goes. The Stalker Immortal Army, I think, with Fleet Stalker is actually not going to do so well. Plus 3 weapons is not finished yet, so our Zerg player and our Protoss player are still toe-to-toe. And remember, these Locusts also get the extra attack, so I think this engagement here is actually very bad. No Observer out right now, and no Colossus now. I think it's going to have to be GG from... Oh, did he even say GG? He had to GG out, so obviously. Wonderful game by our Zerg player. I think his use of Hydras in the end to get rid of the Mothership Core. Well, obviously the Mothership Core didn't play that much of a role in this kind of engagement because well, he was already at his base, so obviously it didn't exactly help much. But still, the Protoss player, I think he made a few mistakes. I think he shouldn't have got Immortals that quickly, especially since he didn't scout out any sort of Roach Warren. If he found the Roach Warren, then perhaps he could make some Immortals. But in the end, our Zerg player never made any Roaches because he saw the Immortals and the Robo facility. So I think that was a very good idea from our Zerg player. Apart from that, I think that's about it. So now our Protoss player has to choose which map they're going to play next. Yeah. And so we wait. And wait and wait and wait. This is a recording, not a stream, because I figured that the streaming aspect is just probably going to make this game lag, and it's probably going to make the stream really slow as well, so I decided to stick to the recording option for now. Hopefully people can actually play their games at a bit of a more convenient time, so that I can probably do this without having to sort of be almost half asleep. But I'm fine. So, and now we wait. I just have to wait for the invite, more or less, because once our Protoss player chooses next map, we will begin very soon. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we'll be playing the next one on Whirlwind as we wait. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be playing on Whirlwind now. This is of course a 1v1 map which actually has 4 potential 4 starting positions. Looks like we're having a bit of trouble loading. Not entirely sure what's going on. Okay, so we've started. So in our top right hand corner we have our Zerg player by the name of, what is that? Jayboc. I can never figure that out. And in our top left corner we have PurpleDino, our Protoss player. So normally in like a tournament like GSL or WCS, which is probably still happening right now as we record this, the players start in cross positions, cross spawns, locations, and that sort of means it more or less it allows the game to go on a little bit further because rushes are not as good because the rush distance does become even longer. Looks like our Zerg player is actually going to go for an Overlord at 9, so that's it. Okay, pretty standard openings right now, I guess. Our Overlords, I think this Overlord is actually going to find our Protoss player very quickly, especially since our these positions are like that. This drone is gonna find himself over here. It's not gonna scout anything. I actually find it curious as to why our Protoss player decides to place his pylon here. Maybe it's so that it prevents the Zerg player from scouting it out for just a little bit. But it doesn't really matter because our Zerg player still plays the more safer option of getting square pool versus Protoss, which is actually more or less standard. Whilst our Protoss player gets a few more probes, and once again throws out the Nexus. Overlord should be seeing this very quickly. Obviously, it just floats by. Yeah, so Overlord floats by. Looks like our drone. Looks like this drone did end up coming down here, but he obviously found where the Protoss player's base is. So yeah, forged at the back. Forged at the back once again. I think. Well, it's a bit of a strange placement to be honest, but it doesn't really matter. I think on this map trying to wall off like that is just not going to work at all. It's just far too long, maybe. But anyway, we have our gateway already down, and a cannon. So obviously this is just like last time. Yeah, just like last time. So, oh, looks like Husky. Husky, what are you doing, man? Husky! What's wrong, bud? Okay, looks like Husky's computer is back to normal. A reminder, this is not HDD Husky. This is in fact just SSEAS's Husky. Obviously a big fan of Husky StarCraft. A big fan of Macamon. So... yeah. Oh, Husky! What's going on, man? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Oh, jeez. I think I'll just take this time to say that the hatchery is almost finished, the gateway's almost finished, Queen's almost come out, which I think is a pretty big thing. I've seen apparently a lot of Zerg players get multiple Queens against Protoss, so wouldn't be surprised to see that. I personally end up getting a lot of Queens versus Terran, and I don't know why, because it might be because I'm so bad. Shameless plug right there, Syntox. If you want to watch Syntox stream, you can go to twitch.tv/Syntox. Much the same way you can watch my stream, if and when I can actually find a good place to stream from. Oh, looks like Husky. Such a shame. But anyway, our Overlord's going to fly right over our Protoss player's base. Has he seen the forge? Yes, he has. Well, I guess it doesn't really mean much, but yeah. So now goes to Cybercore now, as our queen sort of waddles down. I've never actually understood why a queen can walk so fast on creep, but then walks slow off creep. I mean, as far as I can tell, creep is more or less an adhesive substance. So the logic kind of doesn't really make sense, does it? Third base coming down for our Zerg player. Warp gate research obviously already starting. I think it's actually very critical bit of research to get. More. Oh, big one. Oh, landed on my laptop. That's a shame. But once again, Robo Facility against Zerg. I think this time our Protoss player should try and get his Robo Bay as quickly as possible. His support bay as quickly as possible. instead of going for Immortals this time, because even though, like last time, like I said, even though Immortals do 20 flat damage, it's not very good at killing things quickly. Like, they do shoot pretty slowly, so obviously that's not going to be very helpful. Sentry is going to come out to defend this wide ramp. So obviously, let's see what he comes up with first. Now, once again, he is going to get an Immortal. I don't think our Zerg player continues to not get roaches versus Protoss, which I think it's actually not a bad idea to get roaches versus Protoss, but especially now that our Protoss player has decided to go for Immortals, I think obviously roaches are not going to do very well. Hydras, I think, are probably a better choice, especially since they don't get hit with 50 damage by the Immortal. Remember, Immortals do actually have 50 damage versus versus armor. As you see here, 50 versus armor, so it's actually quite a big buff. Looks like our sentry is going to try and tickle our Overlord to death. But he did fly into a cannon, so of course he's going to die. Actually makes our Zerg player fit supply block for about 5 more seconds. Speed's actually only just started, which I think is pretty late for our Zerg player. I think, speed is an upgrade that our Zerg player should have gone a lot earlier. Evo Chamber's going to come out now, and he is going to go for a Roach Warren again. This is almost exactly like last game, where our Zerg player gets a Roach Warren right after our Protoss player gets Immortals. Hopefully our Zerg player doesn't make too many roaches. Once again, our Protoss player is going to go for a Wolfism again. So he's literally playing exactly like he did last time. With the Mothership Core as well. This time apparently no Zealots. 4 workers in gas. Okay, apparently we have 4 workers in gas at some point, so that's a bit of a stitch up. Remember guys, 3 workers. Oh, it looks like he even has an Ardent Probe as well. So that's not good. That's going to be hurting our Protoss player's economy just a little bit. The Zerg player once again is going to go for Swarm Host. So I think if our Protoss player can actually get a better engagement, then perhaps the outcome will be different. But it doesn't matter. It looks like our Zerg player is going to try and break into our Protoss player's base. That's not going to happen, especially with this cannon here. Cannon here already up to 9 kills. Remember, it does 20 damage, which 2 shots Zerglings, so obviously you're gonna have to get something other than Zerglings to kill off a base. Swarm hosts are already out, but I don't think our Protoss player actually knows. He hasn't actually scouted any of this main base or the third. He doesn't actually know about the third, but I suppose he can pretty much guess that there's going to be a third. Very soon he'll be finding out that there are swarm hosts. So yeah, pretty random spine pull up here. Actually no, this was not the end. As our player comes out, he's going to be met with a bunch of locusts. But I think our Zerg player is actually going to be in a bit of trouble now, especially with these force fields. It's going to actually do quite a lot of damage. Force fields not very good versus locusts, more or less, because locusts do can actually shoot. This spine crawler here is actually going to, it's going to actually kill this Immortal. Actually, oh, the spine crawler actually does get the Immortal, so that's actually quite a bit of a mystery by our Protoss player, not realizing that there was a spine crawler killing everything around. Looks like our Zerg player is actually in a bit of trouble now, but he is going to make a lot of blings that he's going to, well, hopefully his small hosts can actually hold this time. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold. Maybe he can, we'll see. It's just Swarm Hosts and Zerglings. I think we'll be seeing the GG from our Zerg player very, very soon. But the Mothership Core is actually very low on health. But it is GG from our Zerg player. It's just far too much from our Protoss player, so far too much from our Protoss player. So yeah, that's actually quite an interesting turnout. I think what happened then was our Protoss player decided to attack well, he decided to engage at a right angle with the exact same army. I think our Zerg player just didn't have enough units to defend this time. Uh, I think a bit of a shift in unit composition would have helped our Zerg player out quite a lot. Not just swarm hosts and lings, but probably a few more meteor units like hydras or even roaches. I mean, well, roaches won't do that well because of the immortals and the stalkers actually. So, but I think a few more ranged units other than just swarm hosts would have done our Zerg player well. Of course, I'm not the authority on strategy. I'm just making it up as I go. I'll just tell you how I see it. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Make up your own conclusions, and we'll go from there. All right. So looks like seeing that we have 1-1 on both sides, it will end up having to be a best. It will have to end up being an ace match. So that will be coming up very soon as we wait. As we speak right now, this video's original size is reaching up to 616 megs. So I wouldn't be surprised if this video turns out to be 1 whole gigabyte by the end of the recording. Of course, I'll be uploading it tomorrow morning, Thursday morning at uni because university internet is far superior than that of my house. So, so as we wait, we'll continue waiting. Let's see. This will be the final match for tonight. Nobody else is playing as far as I can tell, so that's pretty good. I've actually got to sleep very soon, so well. Um, I'm just thinking. Also, nah, never mind. Let's see what's making headlines today. Oops, not the sports section. Looks like our champion racehorse Black Caviar has retired after an unprecedented 25 wins from 25 starts. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. For those who don't know, Black Caviar is a horse, very famous horse. It was like Wakaibi Diva, another horse that was actually really powerful on the track. So basically, Black Caviar won a lot of races, and that's why a lot of us see her as a sporting icon. Looks like she will be retiring after 25 wins from 25 starts, which probably means that she won every single race. So yeah. Okay, this is a first. Apparently my friend Daniel G, Masters random player, decided to play on the arcade, so that's pretty interesting. Well, that's as I'm not so sure whether they've actually started the game or not. So Tom. I suspect I might be able to actually get away with running down and brushing my teeth. Let's see what else happens. It looks like we have found some remains of the explosives used in the Boston Marathon. Yeah, the bombs. If you were living under a rock for the past 2 to 3 days, um, the, the Boston Marathon, the what was it, annual Boston Marathon, has has apparently been rocked with some sort of explosive. It's been labeled as a terrorist attack by the American government, and 3 people died, if I remember correctly. So obviously, our heart goes out to those who suffered in the attack. Um, well, it's a tragedy, and obviously all loss of life is pretty bad. But well, yeah, that's it. Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure what's going on right now. Maybe they've begun to add me, which is actually I wouldn't be so surprised. Uh, doo-doo-doo. Ah. Well, now I'm not entirely sure now what's going on. I mean, I can't actually talk to PurpleDino right now because he's apparently not accepting messages from anyone who's not on his friends list, and that's really helpful. Ah, yeah, that's pretty well. Well, this is a complete waste of data. Well, I think our players have actually put on to add me into their game, which means I can't exactly cast it now. So probably later they'll send me the replay and I'll cast it from there. So I've really got to go to sleep now. we're gonna go to sleep now. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this tournament as it comes around. I really should have got this, you know. Follow me on Twitch TV at /magician88 because sometimes I'll probably stream if I actually find some time to, and if I find a place that actually has a pretty good internet connection to do so. You can also follow me on Twitter if you don't have a Twitch account, because apparently Twitch automatically posts something on Twitter for me, so that's pretty good. It's either Twitch or Expert itself actually posts something on Twitter. So okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.